What is Grassroots? I'm going to tell you all about it with Bill Miller. Bill, how are you, sir?
I'm good. Good to see you again.
Good customer of ours for many, many years. We do a lot of business with Bill Miller. Bought a little tractor from him. But Bill, tell us a little bit about your new adventure. Been here a little over a year, and you guys have got it going on. Let's talk about your business.
Well, we're really excited. We're south of Batesville, out on 167. We've assembled several brands of products from Exmark to Gravely, obviously the steel power equipment. We're a Massey Ferguson dealer, Bush Hog and Rhino products, feel-free kayaks. I mean, the list just goes on and on. So we've assembled a lot of real high quality stuff to try to build a business around, and so far we've been very blessed and very fortunate. We've had a really good outpouring of support and a lot of customers.
Yeah, you said that 2018 was real good for you, and you've gained a lot of customers, and not just us, but several folks in Jackson County and obviously in Independence County and throughout really north central Arkansas. And what a selection of steel products. You know, you come in, I'm talking about if you need any of these products right here, they're available. I mean, let's talk a little bit about steel in specifically, because you have product.
Yeah, we have. I've had a lot of experience with steel from my prior employment, and then coming out here, we knew that there was a need in the area for another provider, and we've been inundated with support just because of traffic, where folks live back and forth to work. You know, they need to be able to get it on their way in or get it on their way home and not drive back to town. And we've tried to provide a very wide selection of everything that most folks need, so we don't have to give them the old, well, we'll have to order that.
Right.
I'm not going to tell you we won't have to tell you
That's
that
exactly right, yeah.
But for the most part, you come in, you need a saw, you need a blower, you need a trimmer, we've got it. And we've got most of the accessories that you will need on a daily basis. We service what we sell, we sharpen, chain, we do the whole thing to support the end user. And so that's worked very well for us.
Well, we'll talk about lawnmowers, because we're filming at the end of January. It's a real cold day, and you think lawnmowers, but it's not going to be much longer before we've got weeds growing, grass growing, lawnmower selection. We have got a lot of lawnmowers to talk about. Share with us that information, please.
Well, obviously, as I mentioned before, Exmark product, it kind of sells itself. A lot of commercial folks use Exmark. We've had great success with those, and we've sold over 25 units in our first year with them. We're a little bit new to the Gravely business. We've had it since we started in January. Another well-known brand that has been out of this area for a number of years, but we find that there are a lot of people that own them that have been traveling several miles to get parts and service.
Sure.
So we've had good luck with those. We've sold north of 25 of those units in the last year, so really good stuff.
Massey Ferguson, you mentioned, and you go out on your lot and you see the selection of small utility tractors that you have, but talk a little bit from the bottom to the top.
We sell from a 22.5 horsepower through 160 horsepower. We'll have hay equipment coming on in the spring of 19, so we'll have those products, disc mowers, hay rakes, tedders, balers, all that stuff. The full line. I mean, everything you would expect from a major manufacturer, which Massey Ferguson is part of the AGCO family, but AGCO owns Massey, they own Heston, they own a lot of other brands. We can get parts for those. We can get parts for the old heritage brands, the Olivers, the Massey Harris, you know, all of those old brands that have been consolidated over the years. We can still get a fair amount of those parts for those machines. So we've got the full line, what you would expect from a major manufacturer of agriculture, lawn and garden products.
I want to mention just a couple of things here before we get off. Anytime you open up a new business, you have growing pains from time to time, but this has been something that you've wanted to do for a long, long time.
Yeah.
And when you're locally owned and locally operated, you make local decisions.
Yeah.
And you are doing something that you've dreamed about all your life, and it's been off to a great start.
Yeah, well, like I say, I make this statement a lot, very blessed, and we have been. I've got good folks. I've got some staff that came with me from my former job that have got a lot of experience. My top salesman, he was a Kubota sales guy here for 15 plus years. He knows a lot of people that I didn't know. My past from Deere, plus my service guys in the back, some of those guys came from John Deere. So we've assembled a team of people that have a lot of connections in the community in the area, And we just bank off those relationships. We try to take care of those people.
When you walk in the door, if you have a product here that you might be interested in, and you mentioned the kayaks too, but financing, we have financing to help you if you need it.
Multiple sources. Of course, Massey has their own in-house. The Exmark and Gravely both have their own in-house financing available. So we've got several avenues that we can get you financed and take care of whatever price point that you want to be or need to be for your monthly payment. We can most likely accommodate that with one of the finance companies we use.
Happy customers at Ben and David Black. Like I say, we bought Ben bought a tractor and bought a trailer up here, and love doing business. Been doing business with you for many, many years. And we encourage you folks, if you're looking for any of the products that Bill's talking about, come do business with a local guy right here in Batesville. And you've got connections in Jackson County, as we mentioned. So a lot of things that we look at from our heart and say, we want to do business with people that like doing business with us, but we want to do business with people that have been fair to us, honest with us, tell us the truth. We know we get good service.
Right.
And that's what we get at Grassroots and Bill Miller.
Well, that's what we build our foundation on.
There's no doubt about it. Bill, I appreciate it so
you.
much. Folks, do a little business with Grassroots.
When it comes to quality equipment that will last the test of time, Bush Hog stands out. Their full line of products include rotary cutters, landscaping and tillage equipment, hay tools, boom mowers, construction equipment, zero turn and finishing mowers. So if you're looking for an investment and not an expense, Bush Hog will deliver dependability and value. Bush Hog has been serving American farmers and ranchers since 1951.
Hello, Gary Paxson. Welcome to the February edition of The Pulse. My guest this month is Dr. Chris Steele. He is our Chief Quality Officer for White River Health System, and it's a pleasure to have you with us today, Chris. Wanted to introduce, you're not new to the organization, you've been with us a year longer than I have, so going on 8 years this year, if I remember correctly. Been in a different role and transitioning into a new role, and so we want to introduce you to all of our employees, and so welcome. Glad to have you here today.
Yeah, thanks so much, Gary. It's been a pleasure. I did get here a year before you did, and actually I got here all the way back in 1981 when I was actually born at this hospital.
There you go.
Works out really nicely, and it's always been a home to me in Batesville, and it was fun to come back almost 8 years ago, and it's been a blast the whole time we've been here. So.
Sure. Personal level, married, have 2 great kids, and family's doing well. So, you want to talk about them at all?
Yeah, my wife Amanda, she plans events here at the hospital, and she also is the director at the Alpha Center.
Yes.
They work with a lot of our patients here too, and do some great work. My kids are in kindergarten and 2nd grade, and those are fun ages. They're an absolute blast. So
very cool.
Really blessed, and they enjoy time with me, and they also are nice enough to give me time to spend here at the hospital, which is a lot of fun. So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
So anesthesiologist by background, formal training, that's what you came here for. And and over the years you've just had some personal desire to get involved at a higher level, done a lot of things at a national level, and kind of talk about what led you from just pure anesthesia into greater level of involvement at the state and the national level.
Well, I think some of this has stemmed from the fact that I still don't know what I want to do when I grow up. And so when I was training for anesthesia residency, I actually studied for the investment advisor law exam. I audited our billing department for anesthesia and was always interested in the finances of how hospital systems worked. And after I was chief resident, we actually negotiated a shared savings arrangement with the residents and the anesthesia department there. So I've always been interested in alternative payment models and how those things worked. When we started here at White River, we actually got into the health coaching program here. We partnered with Lyon College, and I was the medical director there. Dr. Seth Barnes and Dr. Bernard were also very instrumental in getting that going, and we still do that today. We were the first health coaching program in the state of Arkansas to partner with the college and have the most robust one going. It's continued to grow, serving our patients, and was really blessed to see that grow, to be able to work with the CRNAs in the anesthesia department. They're absolutely amazing. That department's been a real blessing to me personally. I was really fortunate to work with each and every one of them. And over that, we've been able to grow a lot of things. Dr. Jeff Angels helped with the perioperative surgical home program here. We were able to participate in the first perioperative surgical home collaborative in the nation. And me and Dr. Angel were actually on the steering committee for 2.0 for the PSH Collaborative, which was the second one, and now I'm the medical director nationally for the Perioperative Surgical Home Collaborative 2020. And so we've got about 40 institutions nationally, some bigger names like Mayo and other UC Irvine, Loma Linda, a lot of bigger university settings that we work with in how a perioperative surgical home works, which standardizes care from the beginning of the decision to have surgery to after surgery. And Dr. Angels led the orthopedic team here and the collaborative as well to some great success in bundled payments, and we've been a leader nationally in that. And so this was a wonderful opportunity for me to take my role in the perioperative surgical home, also chief of staff over the last year or so, and hopefully use my relationship with the medical staff to synergize with all the work the administration has been doing so that we can move the hospital forward as far as in quality as well as finance. So I think it's an awesome opportunity to work together. So it should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, likewise. So formal part of the executive team now, really wanting to maintain that focus on quality. It's not just about the bottom line. It's about patient perception. It's about outcomes and leveraging your relationship with physicians and everything. I'm looking forward to what we can continue to do. Out of the box thinker, enjoy what you bring to the table, and looking forward to what this year brings us. So
oh, it's going to be fun. I think there's a good complement here. You've got a nursing background yourself and an IT background, and I think with your clinical leadership and your kind of IT experience and your outside the box thinking, it's going to be fun to see what happens.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thanks for joining us today. Look forward to many more things to come and visiting with you later.
Yeah, should be a lot of fun.
Appreciate it. For the month of February, our employees of the month from Stone County Medical Center, Robert Faulkner works at the lab at Stone County. Robert's been at Stone County for about a year, but with the health system for 4 years. Noted for his quality work and strong communication with other departments. Robert, thank you for your work. Thanks for being a great team player. Just makes such a great environment for all of us when all of us embrace that mentality. Congratulations to you. At White River Medical Center, Lisa Crumley from our orthopedic liaison has been with us for over 14 years. Lisa is invaluable to our organization, our orthopedic patients, both inpatient and outpatient. She was recognized for her demeanor. Lisa, congratulations to you, well deserved. Appreciate everything you've done for our organization for so many years and the value that you bring to us. From a news perspective, we have several events coming up. On March 30th at the Community Center here in Batesville, we're having a toast and roast. And at that event, we'll be honoring 3 distinguished gentlemen, Dr. Andy Davidson, Dr. E.J. Jones, and Mr. Gary Bebo. And it'll be a great opportunity to have some fun in a unique environment. Tickets are available through the foundation. You can call them and inquire about getting those tickets. But great event, a lot of fun. Come out and be able to honor these gentlemen with us. February is American Heart Month. We're promoting Healthy Hearts, and we have an email address for you to enter a contest. We're asking for you to submit 3 ideas of why you love your job, what it is that you love about our health system. You'll be entered into a drawing for something up to a Fitbit and some other prizes. So we would encourage you to submit those and talk about what it is you love about working here. Thank you for tuning in again today. Appreciate it. Have a great month of February, and we will see you again in March.
This is John Kent. I'm David Black. We're at Kent's Firestone in Batesville on a very, very beautiful 22-degree day. in Batesville.
Well, at least we're not in Minnesota where it's 50 below zero wind chill factor.
Cold up there. It's cold up there in the north, isn't it?
Our cars wouldn't start. No matter how well I take care of your car, folks, if it gets that cold here,
They're not starting, are they?
don't even go to the garage. Don't even go outside. You might freeze up before you got to the car. You know?
That's cold, 50-something
Yeah.
degrees below.
Zero.
Yeah, that's cold.
Can you imagine that? The reporter was on national news this morning. He was standing down by the Chicago River in Chicago, and he said he had 6 layers of clothes on, and he reached in under some of those and got out a bottle of water, and held up a piece of glass and tried to pour the bottle of water on it, and it froze before it got down. Yeah. So fortunately, we don't have any of that kind of thing here.
I gotta ask you this: if you walked outside and when it was 20 below, and you go, man, it's cold. If you walked out there when it's 50 below, can you tell it's colder?
I just think you'd freeze quicker.
I mean, you can't tell it's any colder, can you?
Yeah, I don't. No, cold is cold.
Cold is cold.
But effectually,
It'll get you quicker, wouldn't it?
It'll get you quicker.
Yeah. How's business at Kent's
Oh,
Firestone?
it's great. January is almost over. February is here. It's Groundhog Day. Who knows what that Pawtuxet Bill, whatever he's called, will see his shadow or not. Yeah. But anyway, it is February, and it is cold.
Yes, sir.
And it's probably going to warm up a little, and it's going to get cold again because we've had more Arctic blasts this year than we can remember. So it doesn't get as far down as it does in some places, but it's still cold, you know.
It's cold today.
Woke up this morning, it was like 17 degrees, something like that. And it doesn't, you know, the high today is supposed to be, 28, you know. It's not going to warm up much today. Then by Friday, it's supposed to be 72.
72 degrees.
So,
isn't that something?
well, the hospitals are so overcrowded with people with bad colds and flu, they can't stack them all on top of each other because of all of this. Yeah. But you know what? It really affects your car. More than just your tire pressure, folks.
Boy, it does that.
It affects the engine and how it starts. Batteries are just going bad everywhere because they can't stand the strain. You know, a battery will fail in extremely cold weather, and it'll fail in extremely hot weather. It reacts to both extremes. So what do? Well, you come by Kent's Firestone and say, will you put your equipment on my battery and check it before I get up in the morning and try to go to work? And it goes click, click, click. And then you have to pay a wrecker or a service call to get out there and get it started, where I'll do it for you for free.
Right.
If you just come by and let me check it for you. If you need one, I've got a complete stock of batteries, and we found at the best prices in Batesville. You know, our batteries half the price of a parts store.
Really?
Yeah. So I buy them
I'm
direct.
not surprised. Yeah.
Buy them direct.
Yeah.
But those services are available for you. We want to air up your tires for you. We do that all the time. Got the free air machine. It's so cold outside today, I've had the boys pulling them inside to check them because I didn't want them frozen in place out there. But maintenance of the car is critical. Cold weather is critical. Now let's say you forgot to service your transmission, David.
Yes, sir.
And it's all dark and gunky. What do you think happens to that transmission fluid when it gets this cold?
Well, I would say that it wouldn't operate correctly. I would assume maybe that it might, if you're talking about gunky, it might get so gunky that it doesn't move through the transmission, is what I would think.
Do you know the word molasses?
There you go. Yes, sir.
So you start to pull off and it goes clunk, you know?
There you go.
You don't want that. Those transmissions, that's probably one of the most forgotten maintenance points on anybody's car because you don't think about it.
Right.
And now, so many of them don't have dipsticks that they require a little warning light on the dash said add some transmission fluid. Well, you don't ever think about it.
Right.
See, bring it in, we'll check it, we'll give you a recommendation on what you should do, and we can completely flush it out. That means our BG equipment cleans the torque converter, cleans the transmission parts with a cleaner that goes through. We put in brand new fluid. It forces the old stuff out, puts in a conditioner that helps all those parts work better together. used to be when you service the transmission, you take the pan off, change the filter, and put 4 quarts of oil back in it, because that's all you can get in it. And there were 12 quarts still in the torque converter. It was just as dirty as what you just bring out. So you started it up and what? Oh, listen, we don't ever break the pan anymore, folks. It's almost like exploratory surgery. You open it up and it's got problems, the air gets to it, and that transmission fails. We've had cars that barely pull themselves into the shop, service them with our BG treatment and the full synthetic fluid. They work like a new one.
And operate.
It's amazing.
Yes.
Think about that. Think about preventive maintenance. That's the most critical thing we can talk about this time of the year, is to make sure you don't go over on that oil change, that you don't let those tires get so low that they ruin them because you're running them flat. You know, nothing worse than a low tire hitting the rim,
Right.
and cutting it. You know. So, had a lady yesterday we had to go rescue. She left the top of the mountain towards Heber Springs, and what happened? Well, that light came on, but I just kept going, and she made it to Burger King. And
Well, sometimes that happens.
had a tire that wasn't repairable, you know. But we took care of her. But check those things. Don't let it get out of hand. We don't charge a dime for checking your antifreeze. We can do that right outside. If it's too cold, we'll get you in, you know. So we want to help you get the most miles out of your car you can get. But you can't do that if you don't bring it to us, you know. Now, let's talk about those tires that have gotten a little slick. When it precipitates, whether it's just wet on the road or if it's that white frozen stuff. Snow, we're going to have some more snow. We still need 3 more days of snow. I thought we were going to get one this week, but it delayed it. So did Atlanta. Thought they were going to miss the Super Bowl, but it got around them. So anyway, what happens? They don't have any traction. Not only for go, but for stop.
Stop either, yeah.
When that tread is gone, when that tread is down below 430 seconds, you lose your wet pavement traction. You lose your lateral stability. So it's very, very important that the tires be in first-class shape for dangerous
safety
winter driving. What can we do for you? Well, we've got some buy 3, get 1 free specials going on. We've got some Bridgestone, Firestone products that still qualify for that. I've got a few of those special buys we were talking about. Buy 3, get 1 free at $129, you know. Some of the tires you save as much as $200 on.
Wow.
For the buy 3, get 1 free. It's 25% off, you know.
That's a fourth, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's a fourth.
Yeah. So, what do? Well, wait a minute, hold on. Wait a minute, hold on. Oh, my credit. Oh, I don't have that much limit. Oh, don't worry about that.
We got a plan for you.
We got a plan. We've got a Bridgestone Firestone credit card on almost all cases, no money down, 6 months no interest, or if you can't get it paid out in 6, you can make monthly payments till you get it paid out. After the 6 months, you pay a little interest, but hey, it's not like you owe $50,000. It's like you owe $500.
Right.
So it doesn't, you think interest and you panic, but it's not all that much if you can't. But most people get it paid out in the 6 months. If that doesn't work, if Uncle Harvey says, well, they don't qualify for our account, then we have the 90-day program, 25% down. We have a lot of 25% stuff going on.
Yes, sir. Well, we like that, don't we?
25% down, quarter down, 3 more payments equal on the day that you want it to go through the bank. That's all it requires is your Arkansas driver's license, current pay stub, and a checking account at the bank with imprinted checks or debit card. Used to just be imprinted checks, but now
there's not as many of those.
I've got it figured out where we can do your debit card. The company that does it for it charges a little fee for that, but it gets you on the road and gets you safe so that you can come to Kent's Firestone and you
Drive away with time to pay. I didn't know if it was my turn to talk or not. You drive away with time to pay.
Right,
Yes, sir.
right.
Well, appreciate you letting me.
And it's just that easy, you know?
It is easy.
Yeah, I wanted you involved a
I
little bit.
wanted to say something during this interview.
I'm preaching today. I'm paying for this.
You say what you want. You write the check, don't you?
I paid you up
Yes,
already, haven't
sir. Paid in advance.
I? Paid in advance.
Yes, sir.
So, folks, all we want to say is let's take care of your car in the wintertime. Let's make sure you're safe on the road, because in many cases you're carrying very valuable cargo, precious cargo beside yourself. You've got kiddos, you've got grandkids. We don't want them jeopardized. We want to keep your car safe for the winter weather. And then guess what? If we get it ready now, it's going to be ready when the hot weather comes.
That's correct.
Because it's not going to be, tires are still going to be good. Any tires you buy from us, we keep them rotated free. That way you get the most mileage out of them. And that's really important. Today's vehicle with all the front wheel drives,
You better rotate them.
are extremely hard on tires.
Yes.
And when we sell people mutter tires, we say you can't over-rotate them.
Right.
You know,
Yep.
you don't have to wait that 5,000.
That's correct.
If you're doing your oil changes at 3, we're going to rotate them every
better
time you
rotate
come
your
in.
tires.
Because you don't want that irregular pattern setting up on them. So, we're here to take care of you. We're open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 5:30. I'm here before my competitors open, and I'm here after they close. That's to take care of you. That's not for me. That's to take care of you. We're here on Saturdays from 7 to 1, and all of these plans are available for you anytime that door is open. If I'm not here, get on my website and send me a message. Get on my Facebook and send me a message. And I get Facebook posts every day. People wanting this, that, and the other. And folks, we respond to them. So we're here to take care of you. We appreciate your business. And we hope you have a good Groundhog Day and a great February.
John Kent, always my pleasure to get to come up and visit with you, sir. And you had the information for us today. It's cold, and we got to take care of those automobiles.
That's right.
Thank you,
David.
my friend. White River Area Agency on Aging, and we're visiting with Shanna McGuffey today. And no, it's Mr. Ted Hall again.
Yes, absolutely.
How's Mr. Hall doing?
Well, I'm doing well. I'm doing well.
You tell me on the phone yesterday I'm on a visit with the Chief Operating Officer, Shanna McGuffey, who everyone knows, and I come in the door and you say, well, I'm ready to go.
Yeah. Well, you know, she's a grandma.
Right.
They don't call her grandma. She doesn't look like grandma. But,
No, she doesn't.
No, but I think she's Nana. But no, she had to. Her mother was out of town, and so she had to take care of Ava. So
There
that's
you
really
go.
why I'm here.
There you go.
Hey, we're talking about really the backbone in some ways of what we do at White River Area Agency on Aging. And, you know, we have around 850 employees, David. And of that 150, probably between 600 and 650 are actually in homes today. And we serve a 10-county area. And we know this program, we use Independence County and Jackson County, part of White, I guess. But anyway, we have 10 counties that we serve. And of those, of our 850 employees, around 600, between 600 and 650 are in homes every day, giving baths, cooking, running errands for people. So sometimes they think that we only deal with folks that are older and that may be financially not in great shape, but we do a lot of things. We take care of people that have a disability at any age.
Okay.
At any age, David. And so then another thing, David, that's becoming more and more prevalent as more people get older and the system starts working as far as long-term insurance. So we're seeing people that we serve that have long-term insurance. We see people that want to have their loved one come through us because we do background checks and those kind of things. So we have a lot of private pay folks too. So it's not just those that are on Medicaid where we take care of. We take care of a lot of people, and so a lot of people need to understand if they don't really know how all this system works and it is kind of, it's not real clean, but it's, as far as the process, you've got to make sure that you know how the process works,
Sure.
what I'm trying to say. And we have care managers, and so that's why if someone has any questions about senior care, we're the place to go.
Right,
And we help people
absolutely.
all the time, David. And it may not be that we can help them, but we can get them directed at least where they can start getting. So there's a number, is a 800 number. It's 1-800-382-3205. That's 800-382-3205. And they can just give us that number, and then that will start the process, and we can get a care manager. And then what happens, Dave, after a care manager is contacted, then we contact the family, and then we can visit with them, and then we can have some type of understanding what's going on with the potential client, and then we can really go through and help them. A lot of people said, well, can I get services today? Well, if you know, just there is a process,
have a process.
and so we can do that. They even have a, you know, before someone can use our services, there's a group called Optum, and it's something that the state has required, and they come and do assessment along with us and our nurses. So again, the government's trying to be, they're trying to be good stewards of their money, and so this is a way in which we are providing services, but we're providing services based on the need.
Right.
And so a lot of time if you're Medicaid, and usually those folks are older and they're getting support from the government to pay us, then there has to make sure there's an assessment and all that process. But if you're a veteran, if you're private pay, if you're disability, a lot of these long-term insurance, then the game changes. And
Sure,
so
absolutely.
that's the reason why they need to contact our care manager.
Right.
And that's why I said that 800 number can help them get that. And so it's, you know, it's always important to at least know where to go if you have questions about senior care. Because I know in my own, my mother-in-law got sick, and I knew White River Area Agency was a place I need to go. I didn't understand the process,
Right.
and how it works and all those kind of things, but they were able to get me service, and that was in White County. But we serve 10 counties, and we've been in business almost 40 years now.
Yes, sir.
And that's been here long before I got here, David. So they've been doing a good job. But we do have a spirit of helping seniors, and that's what our focus is. And so lots of other things we have to do, but the main thing is that we're interested in seniors, and we're interested in helping them.
You know, surprisingly enough, Mr. Ted, I have people ask me from time to time, and more so than time to time, frequently, they'll say, well, I saw you and Mr. Hall talking about White River Area Agency on aging, and no, we got an office in Newport. Now tell me what that is. So there's really a lot of people out there that really say, I don't know what you guys do.
Right,
I don't,
absolutely.
But there's tons of people that we're helping.
Yeah.
We're helping tons, but there are folks that really don't know, and you don't know till you have that need.
That's right.
And then when you have that need, then you call and you find out who we are.
Absolutely. Well, and a lot of people don't realize, you know, we are responsible for all the senior centers in our 10-county area.
Absolutely.
So we have 27 senior centers, and we contract those, and it's part of the Older Americans Act, but we actually contract, and of course Unity Health has the contract in Jackson and White County, so McCrory and all that area there. So anyway, we work with different hospitals and providing those services for senior centers. So that's really, really important. And of course, we like to look at that. We do give people hope, you know. And so when you've got a sick one, or you've got folks who are getting older, and you have questions, then we're the place to give them hope. And so we all need hope, David.
Well, there's no doubt about it.
We all need
hope and help.
That's
you know?
right.
Yeah,
and all of us have had people help us along the way, and I certainly have. And so we want to continue to do that here at White River Area Agency on Aging.
Well, what a job you guys do, and as you said several times, a 10-county area, and 850 employees, and 600 to 650 of those are out working in houses as we speak
Absolutely,
today. Mr. Ted Hall, it's always my pleasure to get to see you,
bet.
sir.
Absolutely, good to see you.
I was expecting Shanna, but I guess you'll do, my friend.
I'm the backup because Shannon's been with us a long time, and no kidding, she's really good, and she has a heart for seniors, and so anyway, she couldn't make it, so I had to fill in.
Executive Director of White River Area Agency on Aging. This is Mr. Ted Hall. Let's continue on with more of the show. This is my good friend Jay Cox. Jay Cox from St. Michael's Place. It's always my pleasure. Good to see you.
Good to see you. How you doing today?
Solid as a rock, man. We were talking about rainstorms when we filmed on a Thursday, and it rained on Tuesday, and it rained on Wednesday, it rained on Thursday. Is it gonna rain
today.
Fishing's out because it's just there's too much rain, but boy, we got a lot going on at St.
Y'all
Michael's.
was dripping wet when you came in.
We were, weren't we? Just soaked. It was out there. How's Jay Cox?
I'm doing good.
Good. Been under the weather a little bit.
A little bit, but doing better now.
Good deal.
Yes,
Good deal. So, but you missed some time here a couple of days.
I
didn't you?
did, but back at it now.
So we've got some things that we want to talk about at St. Michael's Place. We want to talk about St. Michael's in general. Specifically, though, got a little party coming up.
We do. This is Valentine's month, and time to show some love.
Yes,
Time to show
yes,
some
sir.
love. And we have a Valentine's party coming up on the 14th of February, and everybody's invited to come out. We're going to have a King and Queen celebration. We're going to crown 2 of our residents a special. We have a special selection process, and there's going to be voting going on, and we're going to have music, and we're going to have all kinds of treats and things, and music and fun, and just going to have a good time. And we want all the families to come out and just celebrate with your loved one, your family, and even the public come out. And it'd be a good time to come out and see what's going on at St. Michael's Place. And we have a lot of fun with our residents, and this is one of the highlights that they look forward to each year, and kind of gives them a good time to put a crown on, and dress up and just have a good time.
Now, time-wise, is there a time frame? 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock.
2 till whenever, till we get finished.
Till we get done.
Till we get done,
We'll
huh?
just party hard,
It's my experience and our experience together that on Valentine's parties, I mean, it's a tremendous event, not only for the residents, but for the employees.
Right.
This, and for the families that do come. It's a big event.
Well, one of the things we get to see a lot of the times when that they go through here. We see the good times, the bad times, the hard times, but to see the smile on their face, that just makes it worth it. And when we are with them day in and day out, but the look on their face, and they're not just coming down to the party. I mean, many of our residents will dress up for the occasion. They'll get their hair done down at our beauty shop.
Sure.
Many people don't realize we have an in-house beauty shop for our residents, and just like many ladies, I know my grandmother still holds a tradition. Every Friday, she gets her hair done at the beauty shop.
Absolutely.
And many of the residents here, just as they did when they lived, out in the community, they get their hair done every week.
My mom did. Yeah, absolutely.
Nothing's changed.
Right.
Tradition's tradition. And so,
That's right.
they get their hair done at the beauty shop. Well, this party's not going to be any different. They're going to get that hair done up, get their makeup done, and the fellas are going to be dressed up nice, and going to have some music playing. Just going to be a good fun time. Every now and then you just got to lay aside the worries and the cares and everything that's going on, and just have fun.
Well, in the world we live in, the seriousness of the world and the seriousness of where we are at St. Michael's Place, and the seriousness of the care and the rehab that we have here at St. Michael's Place, and it's always fun to let your hair down a little bit. You talk about going to the beauty shop, let your hair down a little bit this time, and let's have a little fun.
That's
and
right.
I know that the residents certainly look forward to it, and I know you do. I know you enjoy that.
We do, and here at St. Michael's Place, we have a good, caring staff, and like I said, and we've talked a lot about in the last few weeks about the team. We still
Absolutely.
have a good team. Now, we are hiring, and all shifts we're hiring. We need PRN nurses. I know there's an ad running right now, and so if you're a LPN, RN, we'd like you to come fill out an application. CNAs, all shifts actually, we'd like you to come fill out an application for that. And so if you're looking for a job, we're one of the better paying facilities in this area, so come fill out an application, work for us. And we have plenty of room on staff, so you know we're a strong team, strong facility. We care for our residents. We love our residents. They're like family to us, and so we like to encourage you. If you're looking for work, this is a good place to work, and we'd like to have you on board.
And we'd also like to encourage those who might need our services to call or come by or visit with us, send us an email, or just come look at our facility and sit down with the staff here, get to know some of the people here. If you think you might need our services, we would certainly recommend you coming to see us to talk about what we could provide for you.
Right, and part of what I do, David, is I give tours of the facility, and I would be more than happy, you know, if you have a loved one or a family member that is possibly reaching that time of life where they may need long-term care, I'd love to come show you around the facility. We have not only short-term rehab. If you come in for short-term rehab, you're going to get a private room that's on right there close to
On the wing, yeah.
to the therapy gym where the therapists are. If we have long-term care units that are spaced throughout the facility, I can show you different rooms, different areas. I can show you, you know, all the layout of the facility. Also, if you have a loved one that has been diagnosed with dementia or Alzheimer's, we have a secure unit. And matter of fact, we're the only facility in Jackson County that has a secure unit, and so that actually sets us apart from the other facility in Jackson County that has a secure unit, and we have specialized in dementia training. So come and let us show you that facility. Let us show you the activities that we do. Come and watch some of our activities that we do with them. Our residents are not just, you know, sitting here, you know, in doom and gloom.
They're busy.
They're
busy.
They're having a good time. And this Valentine's party will show you just how good of a time we're having. So let me show you around. It's not a depressing place, I promise you. Every day around here is full of life.
So if you're not doing anything on February the 14th at 2 o'clock, come join us at St. Michael's Place, and I promise you, you'll have a good time too, as we're going to have a good time also. Jay Cox, my friend, good to see you. It's always my pleasure. It's the Gavin McDowell comedy segment of our program coming right up.
We get equal billing. I mean, it's like Abbott and Costello.
Oh, it's the Gavin McDowell.
It's the Elmer
David
Fudd
Black.
Bugs Bunny.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Hello, testing 1, 2.
Is this thing on?
Is the microphone on? Testing 1, 2, 3. Customized vision care in the Newport Village Mall.
That was the shortest one ever.
That's us, brother. Hey, congratulations to Customized Vision Care. Was honored by the Newport Area Chamber of Commerce as the Small Business Award winner, which is a prestigious honor.
Very.
We have a plaque. Go right ahead, sir. Go right ahead. We have a plaque to show, to demonstrate. If we might, can we come in on that a little bit? You don't have to if we don't have to.
My
but
best Vanna White.
I was going to read it, but I can't. So I'll let you.
This is an eye business. We have to pretend you can see that.
Oh,
I'll tell you
okay.
what it is. It says Customized Vision Care.
What'd y'all do?
It's Small Business of the Year is what it is. That's awesome.
It is awesome. Congratulations. It's well deserved.
Thank you.
You have a great staff here.
I do, and I would not, that has nothing, that is not me. That is us collectively.
You know, without a staff, and honestly, fairly, assuredly, talk a little bit about the staff.
Did you get a thesaurus?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yes, I did. Some of those words you were throwing a month or so ago at me, I said, man, I got to keep up right here. I got to do better. You were throwing stuff that went, shoo! And I went, what did he say? And then Brandon said something a while ago, and I said, what did he say? It's just because I couldn't hear him.
That's right. That's totally different.
Talk a little bit about your staff. Talk a little bit about it.
Well, I mean, I'll put it this way. There's a saying in most any industry, I bet you, but in ours specifically, a great staff can make up for a really crappy doctor. So there we are.
Well, I don't believe it.
No, really,
and it came from his mouth.
You know what? I'll take no credit to the success we have. It is full on a team effort. I can't do it without them. I hope they can't do it without me. And I really try to surround myself with people that not only, they have first and foremost, they have to get my sense of humor. And
Sure.
If they
That's who
can't
you are.
operate around that, they're not going to really fit in. But realistically, I try to find people that I know will give the patients what I want them to have, which is just not only an experience that they feel like they're getting the full care, which they are, but also they feel like they're family. You know, it's
Sure.
really just we are not standoffish. We are going to get all up in your business, and you'll know probably more information about us than you ever wanted. But
I have found that to be true over the years. Yes, I have found that to be true, and I've got the scoop. I've got the scoop. A process when you walk in, and when you call, you schedule an appointment, and when you walk in this door, there's a process, and you work from the here to the back.
you're gonna
you
see
can
everybody. You're gonna get not necessarily hands-on by everybody, but you're gonna touch base with everybody in this office, whether it be checking in, running through insurances, working with the technicians being worked up, knowing, basically getting me set up where I can make your exam go much quicker because, I could easily do this. I could easily do a lot of the things, easily, that sounds so bad. I
know.
could do some of these things that the technicians are doing for me, but it would make the patient's exam time so much longer.
Sure,
So
take all day.
we try to be efficient but thorough.
Well, I do know that of all the times I come here, and I cannot believe anybody would go anywhere else. It's you sit right over there for your appointment time. You get here a few minutes early. You're on time. You get in there. You go from this office to that office to your office, and then you're in there, and then you're working. You work on me the way those folks have worked up the details of what needs to be seen
Right.
and they do a marvelous job. I mean,
thank you.
second to none. And I've been to several. I've been to several down through the years, and even over the course of being referred out to other places from time to time. And I say, I come back to Gavin McDowell's place, and it's the most professional. It's the best place I've ever been. And
The most professional, that's...
I think maybe because I would fit in working here.
Right.
I would be the guy that would fit in, and like your staff does, because I'm the joker, and I like that.
Yeah.
I think it's fun. And I have been in those down through the years when you walk in, nobody's talking, everybody's scared to death to say hello.
You guarantee that their underwear's starched.
Yes,
how it
no
feels.
doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt. We want to talk about some Made in America stuff.
Yes,
Made in America.
We have a new line. It's called Allen J. It's Allen J collection. It's all made in America frames. I really do try to bring in notable lines. Like we have Oakley, we have Ray-Ban, we have Crocs, we have Coach, we have all these other brands, but all those are owned by a company called Luxottica,
Okay.
and it's based out of Italy. Now, even though Ray-Ban is an American icon brand,
Sure.
the manufacturing is not really here in the United States anymore. So we've, through the years, tried to pepper in some, USA-made products, and I don't feel comfortable not having something in
Right.
here that gives people that option.
May I do my Alan J. radio disc jockey?
Yes.
Alan J. sunglasses. Oh, Alan. Excuse me. Cut.
We'll take that out in editing.
Alan J. Made in America right here at WMPS Radio 68 Gold, Memphis, Tennessee, downtown. 78 degrees and a clear sky. Music up next by Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes.
Who?
Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes.
Oh, okay. I thought you said Harold Bevan.
No, Harold Melvin. and the Blue
Melvin.
Notes. Yeah. Teddy Pendergrass used to be the lead singer for Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes. Don't ask me why. You know who he replaced?
Who's that?
Harold Melvin. And they didn't change it to Teddy Pendergrass and the Blue Notes.
Blue Notes.
But anyway, listen, you guys are super. Your staff's super. I'm thankful that I have a place in Newport, Arkansas that I can go and have my eyes professionally checked. And it's that time of year before we get out here, I want to talk about sunglasses. Grant Black tells me the other day, he says, I need a pair of sunglasses. I need a pair of glasses, but they kind of got to be sunglasses. I want to pitch out of them. I'm pitching this coming. I need some glasses, but you reckon I can do some Oakleys that way? I want to be stylish too. And I said, well, sure, make you stylish.
Yeah.
You can make somebody stylish.
Absolutely. Well, even you, and me.
Well, you've had a
for that
long road to do it, but I feel pretty good about it. Thank you, Doc. Thank you so much.
Yeah. There's. It depends on what you want to do with them, but yeah, we can definitely find something that's stylish and functional. The reason I say what you want to do with them because there are certain. Somebody who's a golfer, an avid golfer comes in here, and I want really dark frames. Well, if you want the sunglasses to improve your game, we need to go with like a greenish tint because there is science behind why lens colors are the way they are.
Really?
Yep.
And some of that scientific knowledge is, like you say, green is better for golfing?
Green's better for golfing. And a
Gives you
red or
what?
amber lens, well, it helps you track the ball, especially in a green background.
Really?
And then, like with baseball, red or amber lenses will help you pick up the seams a little bit quicker.
Yeah.
So that way you can tell what's the rotation on the ball and all that stuff.
Cool. That's scientific knowledge right there.
I know.
Did you write the book?
I did not write it.
Did you do the research?
I edited it. Yes.
You took out the bad stuff?
Yes, I did. Yes.
Somebody wrote it and you go, that's not right. We can't use that. But it's that time of year. Anytime's a good time of year to talk about sunglasses and get sunglasses. Y'all have got a huge selection here and people get them all the time. Why not get them right here?
Exactly.
And then,
Don't have to go to Sunglass Hut.
No,
And
you
as a matter
don't.
of fact, if you find something you want through the lines that we carry, if I don't have it in stock, I can have it here PDQ. So, yeah.
Does that mean quickly?
That means really quick. Yeah.
Does it really? PDQ.
Pretty darn quick.
Oh, PDQ. That's pretty quick, isn't
How do
it?
you not know that acronym?
I don't know. I'm just old, Doc.
Yeah, well,
62 years old, Social Security, life's tough.
yes, it is. Yes, it is. Oh, no.
Oh, no?
No. I got one more thing I do want to talk
Okay.
about. I'm sorry. Recently, the city of Newport
Yes, sir.
and a lot of the other industries here have changed over their vision plans to a company called iMed.
Okay.
Now, we used to take iMed back in the day. What do you want?
I want that stuff right there. Give me that.
Oh my gosh.
Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt your story, but go ahead.
Anyway, we stopped taking iMed some years ago because the reimbursement it's horrible. And it's still not good.
Okay.
But the city, the government of Newport, as well as the prison facility and a couple other places have changed over to iMed. So I'm crawling back into the pits with the devil, and we're now on panel with iMed again.
Congratulations.
I would love to say I'm really excited about it. I'm not.
Okay.
But hey, what it is, I don't want our locals to have to. The closest provider for iMed is in Bald Knob,
Okay.
so I didn't want to have our locals having to drive in that far. So we're back on tier.
Okay. Now, is congratulations in order, or should I just?
Oh, yeah, I mean, no.
Should I move on to the next subject?
It's not against my will per se, but it's realistically it's not. I hate to say that. I mean, my goal is providing the best patient care possible. Sure. There are some vision and medical insurances that tie my hands that say this is all you can do. This is it, and anything above and beyond that is not considered medically necessary or visually necessary.
Gotcha.
And so I don't subscribe to that school of thought. My care is based upon patient per patient need. So you may require a whole lot more care than Joe Blow off the street who just need a quick vision check. They expect me to do the exact same thing for you as I would for Joe Blow.
Okay, I got you.
And
A lot of that's wasted.
yeah, exactly. They feel it's not necessary.
Well, anyway, what the man is trying to tell you is this: not only no matter what you need, you're going to get more at customized vision care just because it's Gavin McDowell and his staff, like we started the show with.
Yeah.
I was going to
And that was a
shake,
great
and I wasn't going to
callback.
shake.
You
but
did really
I
good.
did good, and I did real well.
You did really well.
And but I was going to say the Germex because we have Germex. Do you want me to squirt this on before we shake hands, or should I do that afterwards?
I would suggest afterwards. You got flu going around the city.
That's what I
That's
heard.
Crazy.
That's what I heard. Gavin McDowell, my good friend, if you need some help with your eyes, come right here. We're in downtown, not downtown Newport. We're actually in the Village Mall in Newport.
Yes.
Been here a long time. Going to be here a long time after this. Come see us. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you.
This is Tammy Gallant. We're at the Dairy Queen, the Grill and Chill, and we're kind of being a little quiet. We filmed about 10:30 in the morning. You're packed. You've got people in here. It's a good place to come eat, I guess, huh?
Yes, it is.
Well, we grilled and chilled in chilling 22-degree weather, but 17 degrees we got up this morning. It's been
It's
rather
cold.
airish out there, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
But that doesn't stop anybody from wanting some of the great treats. And Valentine's Day's coming up. We got a couple of things we want to talk about from Valentine's Day. Tell us what folks need to remember.
For Valentine's Day, you need to pre-order your cakes.
Here you go.
And we're doing our Girdelli strawberry dip chocolate cakes.
Okay, good.
We have
Good
them in
deal.
the mini heart cakes and regular heart cakes.
Good deal. And of course, if you're watching after the 12th, you missed that, but come on in here. We want one anyway on, say the 27th of February. You can get one of those.
Yes, you
You
can.
can get any type of cake. Still, talk about the special of the month that's coming up. And you started naming things a while ago, and I said, I like that, 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 I like that.
All right, we got our $4.99 chicken strip basket
Okay,
again
I like
this
that.
month.
I like
We continued
that.
it from last month.
I like that.
And then we have a mint shake this month.
I like that.
And we're doing a test market for a blizzard called the Ultimate Collision Cookie Blizzard.
All right. Now tell me what's in this.
It's going to have cookie dough, brownie cookie dough, and it's going to have Oreo.
Well, that's probably going to be a pretty good test.
Yes, I hope so.
And a test market is when Dairy Queen says, or maybe recommends, they say, what?
Yeah,
Try this?
They ask if I would try it for a month for them and see how it goes. And then if it goes over well, it'll be on our next year on our summer menu.
And tell me again what's in this.
Cookie dough, brownie cookie dough, and Oreo.
I would think that would be a hit.
I hope so.
And what's it
Sounds like
called
it's
again?
good. It's the Ultimate Cookie Collision.
It is the ultimate. And there's a lot of cookie, and it sounds like a collision,
Exactly.
doesn't it? It does. We always talk about here at Dairy Queen, we always talk about the $5 lunch, because I promise you, there's no need to go anywhere and spend $10, $12, $15 for lunch when you get a $5 lunch at the Dairy Queen. What's
Yeah.
on the $5 lunch?
Well, you can get chicken strips, or we have a KC barbecue bacon burger, cheeseburger, or the deluxe cheeseburger. We have a salad. They all come with fries, medium drink, and a sundae
Wow, for $5.
for $5.
Man, I'll tell you what, it's a bargain. When you really think, even years ago, you go in and eat lunch somewhere, you pay $7, $8, $9, and then you got a drink for another couple of bucks, and you're $10, $12.
That's right.
I mean, years ago.
Years ago.
And then there's some buffets that you can eat now at $15 and a drink, and you're $20.
That's exactly right.
And I promise you, you can't get any more full at a $20 buffet than you can get on a $5
$5
lunch at the Dairy Queen.
Exactly.
We've all time got specials. We got specials in happy hours, as I
Yep.
like to say. Tell us about happy hour.
Happy hours from 2 to 5.
Okay.
You can get a
How many
large-
days a week?
5 days a week.
And what do we get?
You can get your shakes and frappes small for $1, and you get your pretzel sticks for $2, and then you can get a large drink for $1.
A large drink for $1.
Yep,
From when to when?
2 to 5.
2 to 5. That's not happy hour, but we would like to say that's happy hour. But
Yes, we're gonna
that's
say
happy
that.
2 to 3, have 3 to 4, 4 to 5. Well, it could be happy 3 hours.
Oh, yeah, that's
Or
exactly
happy
right.
hour 3 times. We're so good at the Dairy Queen. We do happy hour 3 hours in a row.
That's
2
exactly
to 5, 5 days a week.
That's exactly
Tammy, I know business has been good, and even on a very, very cold morning, we have people here. We have people eating. They come in early
They come in.
all day long, but we're not too crowded for you. We want you to remember us when it comes time for some lunch or some supper.
Supper.
We're open for supper too, aren't we?
Exactly.
I'm a supper guy. Always been a supper. Ben, is a dinner guy.
Is
when we
he?
eat dinner.
Uh-oh.
My mom and dad always didn't make me eat supper, but when supper was ready at 6, I ate supper. I never ate dinner.
I don't eat much supper, but I eat dinner.
But people say for lunch, they call it dinner, and I've always called lunch dinner. What do you want for dinner?
Yep.
And then I've called the late meal supper.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, well, that's because me and you're smart.
Exactly.
She's Tammy Gallant. She's at the Dairy Queen. She's got to get back to work. She's got customers in line over here, and it's a busy day and a very cold January day. But please remember our cakes for Valentine's Day. Get the orders in early because you got a lot of those to take care of. Tammy,
Exactly.
appreciate you, girl.
Appreciate you.
Dairy Queen Grill and Chill in Batesville. Come do a little business with us today.
Yes, thanks.
Unity Health Harris Medical Center in Newport, McLean Street. Want to introduce to you Dr. Ian Parker to the program, and welcome, my friend.
Thank you, thank you.
I had a great visit with Dr. Parker, prior to us getting on the air, and I want to get to some of the information that we talked about. But first of all, a guy from Vermont, up in the northeastern part of the United States, joins us in Newport, Arkansas. I'm glad you're here, sir. Welcome to Arkansas.
Thank you.
Let's talk a little bit about you, and want to talk a little bit about your training, where you grew up, and schooling, college, and educational training. Tell us a little bit about Dr. Parker.
Okay, well, I was actually born in Maryland, and I've come from a military family, although my father wasn't active or reservist at the time, but we moved around a lot. When I was 8, we left Maryland and moved up towards the north in New England and Maine and Vermont area, in New York State. But we lived in a lot of places. I've lived in a lot of places, mostly Vermont, Canada,
Right.
Maine, etc. But done a lot of traveling, got to mostly with my mom and things like that. So.
Tell me about college. Tell me about college and medical school. Where'd you get all your training?
Well, I started off my college in Maine.
Okay.
At Bates College, and then later on my father suggested it would be cheaper actually go to a state school where he was living in New York State. Cornell University actually had the agricultural program in Ithaca, New York, and actually, funny thing is, because I also do pig farming, and some of the original texts in pig feeding sciences were written actually at my alma mater, which I later on found. I just recently found out. Is
that right?
From the Cornell Agriculture and Life Sciences program, way back in I think it was in the 60s.
Okay.
When they wrote some of the textbooks on, premier textbooks on livestock feeding. And so I finished my studies there in sort of bioorganic chemistry and genetics, and then started my life after.
And then here we are today.
Yeah.
I'll get into your.
It's been a long road, but I think it was worth it.
You bet.
Yeah.
Why a doctor? Where along the way did you decide that I want to be a doctor?
Well, my mom actually, I think, always wanted me to be a doctor. But I was more interested in the research sciences when I was younger. And, but through the research sciences, doing a lot of, later on doing a lot of work with cancer models and genetic manipulation of mice and other organisms, et cetera, for cancer studies, and working in a human genetics department, which sort of brought cancer closer to sort of a patient involvement level, and understanding more of the human aspect of all this research and where was it going and what was it doing on a personal level. For instance, even my mom later would develop a leukemia, and things like that sort of changed my perspective as I was getting older in life as to what was the relevance of all this study and all this knowledge of the medicine and the molecular aspect of these diseases, studying the pathophysiology, where was it all going, and how was it being used, actually to help someone,
Right.
a person,
You bet.
or many people, on a personal level. So as she became sick and my studies started turning more and more to my options to how can I help her and how can I help other people with this knowledge base, and I became more interested in how you could apply these, for instance, all this genetics and cancer study to actually helping someone
Sure.
live longer, even if it's another year, would spend with their family, and to be here on Earth, I thought was much more worth it than just staying in the laboratory all the time. And also, as I got older, I became more of a people person,
Right.
and less introverted, and more interested in my community and things like that, which pushed me more towards medicine.
Interesting.
And how I could help people with that, with those scientific applications to actually have a healthier, happier existence while here on the planet.
Let's talk a little bit, Doc, about the title on the door says DO. Tell us what DO means, and tell us kind of some expertise of what you're trained in and what we're trying to do here at Unity Health and Harris Medical Center.
Okay, well, DO is basically any doctor. The difference between who studied in osteopathic philosophy or osteopathic medical school, although medical doctor we consider allopathic medicine and DO osteopathic medicine, they actually marketed this distinction of, or copywrote that MD for the allopathics, because they've always had been at least 80% of the market. DOs traditionally have been at least 10 to 20% of the practicing physicians in the United States. DOs were founded by Andrew Taylor Still, who was actually a Missourian, son of a preacher, a very spiritual and religious person, who was an MD himself, and in the late 1800s, after suffering the effects of scarlet fever in his family, 3 of 5 of his children died, unfortunately, and he was sort of disappointed in the limitations of allopathic medicine at the time, so he felt that he could start a movement in medicine which was more preventative based and more holistic based, in other words, integrated approach, which they teach now in allopathic schools included, that would be better off for the patient. And so he was a brilliant man. He came in, he was living at around the same time as all these other geniuses, for instance, you know, a little bit before Tesla, but also a lot of other people at this time in the late 1800s. And he invented these techniques called osteopathic manipulative therapy, or OMT, or osteopathic manipulation, which basically became the foundation of all manipulations in the world, including those practiced by physical therapists, chiropractors, massage therapists, anyone who does manual techniques. They're usually found a basis in osteopathic manipulation, which was founded by Andrew Taylor Still, the first DO.
Right, okay.
And so what he wanted to do was use these hands-on techniques to help people stay healthier by freeing the restrictions they have in the body, because his theory about energies and also blood flow, lymphatic system, nervous system, these are all tissues, and when there are restrictions in tissues, you get stasis, and with stasis comes disease, or vice versa. And so in a lot of these situations, for instance, the first studies were done in the 1920s in the hospital during the flu epidemic, and they noticed that people who were receiving manipulations, the OMT in the hospital, got out faster from pneumonia at the time, because again, you're dealing with freeing restrictions, lymphatic flow, getting rid of many of the lactic acids, et cetera, that builds up the toxins in the system, getting better lymphatic flow, getting better respiration, and by using, for instance, manual techniques to treat rib dysfunctions and diaphragm dysfunctions, et cetera, all help the person to be healthier and to heal better. and to get out of the hospital faster.
Yeah, there you go.
So his OMT techniques that he teaches all medical students from in any DO learns these techniques or introduced to these techniques when they go to medical school.
Right.
So we learn all of the other academic information, but in addition, we get extra training in the OMT techniques.
Right.
So we can use these as an option. Unfortunately, most DOs do not specialize in the OMT techniques or even use them when they graduate. They pursue fields such as cardiology, obstetrics, plastic surgery, or neurosurgery, radiology. So they don't really get a chance to use them, but there are a good number of primary care physicians who still use the techniques, and also people such as myself who OMT specialists, or in the modern term is neuromusculoskeletal medicine, where there's a more of a neurological based emphasis on training with the musculoskeletal diseases and things that are going on, where we get extra training in residency after medical school, just in the techniques.
Right.
And for instance, my program was an integrated program, one of 7 in the country, in family medicine and neuromusculoskeletal medicine. It was a 4-year residency program after medical school. Most family practitioners only go for 3 years in residency, but my training was 4 to 5.
Right.
Because it included the integration of the neuromusculoskeletal training. And with this, we got extensive training in hospitals, we were often consulted by surgical teams to treat their patients post-surgery, because they realized that the techniques used at freeing the body of restriction would help things like constipation, for instance, after bowel surgery.
Things that you wouldn't normally think.
With back pain, with tissue restriction, even for post-hip replacement or post-knee replacement. And these treatments can help, for instance, with getting the patient out of the hospital faster and recovering quicker. But we also did a lot of training in the OB-GYN ward, because as you know, moms often suffer from a lot of low back pain, especially even after pregnancy. And so we worked a lot with the postpartum mothers, treating them with OMT techniques for back pain, although we also work with pregnant women who are also suffering from back pain. I have several patients myself who are expecting and come to me for treatments for back pain or migraines, etc. As well as cancer patients, a lot of elderly or other patients with, for instance, pneumonia or what we call lymphatic issues, for instance, chronic hereditary lymphedema, or for instance, even the edema resulting from CHF, et cetera, or surgeries, or et cetera, that we often rounded on in the hospital.
So you do all this part, the special parts of your training, and you have them in place here at Unity Health, in addition to doing some family practice medicine?
Yes, for the most part I do family practice. We're here 5 days a week now. Occasionally I do a lecture in Searcy at the Family Medicine Residency Training Program for didactics. But we're now here in Searcy 5 days a week. We're open on Fridays also. We're one of a few physicians that'll be open on a Friday. So feel free to stop by and say hi. We take walk-ins. You don't have to necessarily have an appointment, but just walk on in. If you're curious, or in the neighborhood, you can stop by. Or if something happens, God forbid, if you sprain an ankle or something like that, we'll also have x-ray facility here available on Fridays also, and across the hospital. Harris Hospital is right across the street if we have to do CAT scans or something like that. And the lab is going to be open also on the Friday, available.
Well, there's no doubt that you're a welcome addition to the physician staff here in Newport, and a very interesting man, to say the least, because we had a 30-minute conversation prior to getting on here, and just a people's person, a people's doctor, a guy who's interested not only in just not your health, but he's interested in you. I can tell that, and I can tell you enjoy what you do.
Yeah, I love
Great
it.
fulfillment.
I love it. I think it was worth all the time it took and all the hardship it took to get to where I am now. And I'm very grateful to Arkansas for welcoming me, because I think Arkansas actually was a very progressive state to be interested in, and also the specialties such as neuromusculoskeletal medicine, which gives people, it's kind of like it gives people an alternative to modality for treating pain. Our approach, first of all, is holistic or integrated. We look at all aspects of that person's life, including even relationship stress, job stress, bills, emotional issues, depression. They all have a relationship on pain, pain levels, pain perception, etc. So we tend to look at the whole person in terms of what its contribution to their pain could be, before using our primary modality is the hands-on techniques, the manipulations, excuse me. But we also do standard medical treatment. I often refer out to orthopedics or neurology if there is an issue that's beyond. But I also likewise get referrals often from neurology and from orthopedics for issues that may be non-surgical, and they can't figure it out, or migraines that are intractable, or the person has tried all the other migraine prophylaxis like terpurate or et cetera, and they're just not getting, they're still having issues, or the Botox didn't work. And so occasionally I'll have referrals from neurology and with the neuromusculoskeletal medicine. So it's, but in any event, the approach is to look at the whole person and to find out more of the cause of the pain rather than to just treat the pain.
So what you're telling me is, when life gets in your way, come see this man right here. When life gets in the way, when you've got that pain, you've got those things that you don't know what's wrong, and when you talk about the muscles and the skeletal system, along with the nerves in the body and how things operate, and the body's such a vast array of stuff that the common folk don't know. We don't know a lot about that.
People are complicated. Everyone's more complicated than they even imagine, which is also, people talk about spirituality and religion and God, and it makes you more accepting of the fact that there must be some sort of higher power involved in all of this, because there's no way that all of this could just coincidentally be so fabulously complicated and work so well.
Exactly right.
And it's so myself, I think God is a very important part of my life, and spirituality is a very important part of my life. And I think I have been blessed in that regard, and I'm even with being here. And you have to think about things like that. But we get an amazing amount of very interesting cases here because of the neuromusculoskeletal medicine. For instance, such as Arnold-Chiari malformation, myotonic dystrophy, not muscular dystrophy, but myotonic, which is even more rare, dystrophy, but also treat a lot of TMJ, trigeminal neuralgia, along with the migraines. And migraines themselves can be very complicated or very complex, and I can talk to you anytime you want more about that. And serotonin syndrome, all sorts of very interesting things. And Arkansas is amazing in how it can throw things you've never seen in, or at least I've never seen, the rare zebras that we talk about in medicine at you. Walk right into this door in a town like Newport.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
yes,
and things, for instance, that there may be only 200 in the country. But
Well,
they'll
we
walk-
knew we were
they'll-
unique in
they'll-
Newport, Arkansas. There's no doubt about that.
They'll walk right into that door.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a pleasure to meet you, my friend. We're excited about you being here, and wrote the phone number down. Of course, it's at the bottom of the screen right there, 870-495-1349 if you need more information. If you need an appointment with a man that can figure out your pain right here, this man right here is the guy. Once again, my friend, good to see you, Dr. Parker.
Thank you so much.
And we'll visit some more interesting stuff, what you bring to the table, and no doubt that Unity Health and Newport, Arkansas is a big plus to have you here. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you so much. Thank you.